Third graders, let's check our work for DLA day 3. Today is Thursday and it is week 32. Let's look at the directions for 1 and 2. It says give the comparative and superlative adjectives. So I want to remind you that when we did suffixes, we use the suffix er at the end of an adjective to compare two things. If you have something that is comparing more than two things, you would write est at the end of the adjective. However, there are some adjectives that don't follow this rule where you change the word altogether. So let's see what we would do for the number 1. So if you have something that is small and you are comparing it with something else, the comparative adjective would be smaller. You would add that er suffix to the end. Then if you're comparing more than two things, then the comparative adjective would be smallest. So remember those adjectives when you're comparing, or those suffixes when you're comparing. Now this is an example that does not follow the rule. We wouldn't say gooder. What do you think we would say if you're comparing two things that are good? Right, you would say this is better than, maybe the apple is better than the orange. But if you're saying this apple is the blank out of all fruit, you would say best. So this one doesn't follow the rule by adding er or est. You actually have to change the word all together. You start good, then better, then best. All right, if you got those right, give yourself a star. Okay, let's look at number 3, past, present, or future. We went to the book fair this morning. So we're going to look at the verb, which is went, which means that this already happened. So this is a past tense verb. Number 4, correct these sentences. Does you know the author of the book, The Enormous Egg? So you would capitalize does, but we're also going to change this to the word do, which would still need a capital letter. So do you know the author of the book, The Enormous Egg? Those need to be capitalized, and since it's the title of the book, it needs to be underlined. Plus, we're asking a question, so we're going to add a question mark. So your sentence would look like this. Do you know the author of the book? Oops, I don't know why I put quotations. I meant to underline this. No quotations. The Enormous Egg, and then a question mark at the end. All right, if you got that right, give yourself a star. All right, let's look at number 5. I am not gonna get on no airplane, shouted Andrew. So we're first going to capitalize I. I am not going to, so we're going to take out gonna and write going to get on any, we're going to change no to any airplane, then we're going to put an exclamation point. Shouted Andrew. So that tells us that Andrew is speaking. So we're going to put quotation marks at the beginning and quotation marks after the exclamation point, and then a capital A for Andrew because that's the name of a person. Shouted is going to stay lowercase, but we will put a period at the end. So this is what your sentence should look like. Quotation marks. I am not going to get on any airplane, exclamation point, quotations, shouted Andrew, period. So if you got that right, go ahead and give yourself a star. All right, so since number 5 is talking about an airplane, let's see what you can do. I'll be looking for that. Good job, boys and girls. We'll see you next time.